How's it going today, Jera Bears? I'm Jera Sky if you're new here. Today we're going to be talking about the probiotics I use because I got asked about this. And so let's talk about this and what I'm doing to kind of keep my stuff okay, feel better, feel nice. Because if you don't already know, I was having a ton of food allergies and sensitivities, insane amount of stuff. I actually had to do a water fast because I was having such a rough time, and it helped reset a lot of stuff. But then I took a GI test after that, and I still had stuff wrong with me. So this is what I have taken and what I'm currently taking, whatever. Okay, so all last year, Brandon took tons of probiotics trying to figure out, because he had wiped out all his good gut bacteria as well. And he did a lot more tests because he had really good insurance that he could get stuff cheaper. So the only thing that he found after taking multiple tests and trying different probiotics was this, to help colonize if you have zero good gut bacteria, VSL number 3. This is, VSL number 3 is a medical food for the dietary management of irritable bowel syndrome, ulcerative colitis, in an allele pouch that must be used under medical supervision. This has antihistamine inducing strains in here, so when I took this, I was getting like itchy stuff on my elbows that would flare up more when I was taking this. But after I did like a whole box of this, a whole round of this, I felt way better. And first I would mix it in with applesauce and start with half a packet, then a whole packet, up until the point when it made you feel sick-ish. And actually I was able to take, I think I was taking like 4 packets a day. So just depends on how sick you are, how much you need it. So I did that after I took the test and found out I had no good gut bacteria. I immediately did a round of this because I knew this is how to colonize my good gut bacteria. And what I took with me on my trip around the world, this is a shelf-stable probiotic. I get this at Air One. It is kind of pricey, but you know, it's like get better or death, you know. So this is advanced Microflora. This does not have to be refrigerated. It's a little different because it's like uses spore germination technology. I don't know, but I think this has helped a lot. And I was taking 3 of these a day, and I've taken a few bottles of this. There's 90 capsules in there, so like 3 a day is like, it's just like a 1-month supply for me. I think this is like 50 or 60 bucks. And I was also taking, while taking this, I was also taking a methylated B12 with it for my energy, and I was taking plant tannins, vegan plant tannins, because there is a non-vegan version of this that I've accidentally taken, and it made me so freaking sick. So yes, make sure. But I don't know if you can get this stuff necessarily. And then I have this Uber Ursi I was also taking. Now these were on, oops, you see that? Uber Ursi. But these were after I took the stool test, and the naturopath I was working with was suggested with what I should take based on the bacteria that I have in my gut. So this is not necessarily recommended for everybody. I'm not a doctor. This is not recommendations. This is what I am doing. So it depends on what you have. That's why I highly recommend getting a stool test with a naturopath to find out what's going on in your stomach if you are having food allergies or sensitivities that you didn't used to have before, because that means something is wrong. It's a signal that something is wrong. If you have psoriasis, something's really wrong. And if you have IBS, something is wrong. Like, it all always stems from inside your gut. And then another thing that I'm taking, my own want of taking just more probiotics, because I felt like every time, I just felt like more probiotics until I felt like I was having less allergies to stuff and less sensitivities. And I would say that I'm having way less than I had before. It's come down so much when it used to be every single day, just a nightmare, barely get out of bed, and have no energy and everything. And that was about 4.5, 5 years ago, where it got so bad, everything I was eating, and especially eating sugar and everything, it was just bad. But I take this is the Garden of Life. Can you read that? Once daily. Okay, let me read it. Once daily. This is the 90 billion guaranteed 15 probiotic strains. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free. So, and then this one's raw. This is in the refrigerated section of Whole Foods. This one also is like 50 or 53 bucks. And with this, I haven't been taking this as frequently, but a couple months ago, like before I was doing my trip around the world, I was taking this I was putting one of these capsules, I would take one out and then open it up and then pour out the stuff into one of my juices, one jar of juice, every single juice I had, and I was drinking like 4 or 5 juices a day, maybe a little less than that, sometimes maybe 3 a day. So I was taking this in combination with this the same time, and that to like prepare myself before I went around the world and was not around as many probiotics and everything, because I was really nervous about that. And I think that really helped because I've been a lot better since then. And even I went to the fruit festival, and I think I took this most of the days, but I don't even know if I took these all of the days. And even since I've gotten home from everything, I haven't really taken these very much because everything's working a lot better. So that's really cool. Anytime I think I have like a little sensitivity or flare up, I do make sure to pop some probiotics with the next things that I eat. It really helps. And even before that, when I was in Hawaii and I was having the issues, and even after I found out that I wiped out all my good gut bacteria, I was eating raw sauerkraut or a raw kimchi, like an entire container of it every single day to help, like partly as like a meal. Like I would have like a head of lettuce with like an entire jar of kimchi on top and then eat that. And I did that for like, I think 2 weeks straight. I did that. And then you just gotta be careful because not all kimchi is vegan. Just make sure it is. I was just buying stuff from Whole Foods, so there's like that raw sauerkraut, raw kimchi, like that's the stuff I was eating. I think that's all the probiotics. And anytime I think if you have any food sensitivities, food flare-ups, means you need to kick up the probiotics you were taking. We have found Brandon was having some issues, and he's like, I'm not getting better. And I was like, have you been taking probiotics with every single meal that you're eating? And he was like, no. And then he started, and it seemed to help quite a bit. So if you are having those issues, you're still just like, there's a war inside your belly of like bad bacteria versus your good bacteria, and you need to send in troops to help the guys, you know what I'm saying? So I can't recommend more. Just varying up the types of probiotics you're taking. Don't take just one and hope it's going to work, and don't just take like the cheapest thing you can buy. The cheaper it is, probably less likely going to work. The more expensive stuff does tend to be a bit more reliable. And like this gets like FedEx to your home within a couple days. This is very expensive, but this, if you are having severe issues, might be the answer. I don't know. Depends. You gotta take the tests, the GI tests, to find out what's going on inside your body so you know what you're dealing with. And I know the tests are expensive, but even if you only take one just to find out what's going on, it was like $600 for me out of pocket. It's expensive, but it was so worth it because I figured out stuff that was going on inside my body, and it helped reverse stuff. So really helps. Alright guys, if you like this video on the probiotics I use, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to put some comments in the comment section below. If you are having trouble, make sure to look into a probiotic or look into going to a naturopath to get some help. I would recommend a vegan naturopath if you can find them, because they tend to be more helpful than the ones that are not. Subscribe before you leave. I'm Jera Sky. Sky's the limit. Woo!